Welcome to episode 20. Welcome to episode 30 of Stream Roulette. I'm Daniel Towns with Steph Broadbridge.
Hello.
What did we watch this week?
We watched Euphoria.
We did. I thought you were going to say we watched you and then
Oh.
something about me. So let's see how we went with that.
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, Steph. How are you?
Hey.
Oh, that was a weird intro, wasn't it?
It was.
That was really weird.
Episode 30. We made it.
We're still in Perth.
We're still talking to each other.
We still are. We only literally just stopped recording and hit record again. And we're jumping back in.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed that we made it to episode 30, considering that.
Yeah, considering how many listeners we have.
No, we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing great.
I meant considering that we nearly fell apart after.
We did, yeah.
How many episodes was it? I think we had like 5 up.
I think it was at 5.
And we had like 2 more recorded. You'll see it on our Instagram. Like
Yeah, there's a gap.
There's a gap in the artwork. So whatever those are, there was some behind the scenes drama.
Yeah, which I think is healthy.
Yeah, and there was never a problem before then or since. I think it was just all the work of getting everything up on the like getting everything happening and
Yes.
working with someone,
Yes.
collaborating with someone for the first time,
Yes.
as opposed to just both of us being at a gig independently.
Yes.
Yeah, we were working together in stress and everything, and then it just was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this nearly didn't continue.
I know. Imagine.
I know. Like,
What would the world have done without a podcast about films?
actually, that's a great fucking question. What kind of world? I don't know.
How?
I don't know if I'd want to live in that kind of world, especially from people that don't really know what they're talking about.
We know nothing about film.
And aren't film
we
buffs.
need to talk about it.
We do.
And you need to hear that.
You need to hear our opinions
See, thank God we got through that.
on these movies. Oh, yeah. No, I think so. And not for us either. I mean for the people.
For everyone.
Yeah.
For our listeners.
Can you imagine how fucked up the world would be even more if Stream Roulette didn't exist?
I love it. I like having a podcast.
It is fun.
I like telling people I have a podcast.
Oh, really? Have you become one of those people? Well, I
I
thought
like wielding it over people. Like, you could maybe be a guest on my podcast.
I quite like the. Yesterday when we were walking to the show and I started talking about one of the shows, it's like, no, save it.
yeah, save it. Don't waste small talk.
That's so stupid. don't waste something that might.
Don't
have
waste
a
good
punchline.
banter.
Yeah. No, but that was because that was a shame. I mean, I'm glad we kept it going
Me too.
because it even got to the point where because we were like, I don't know if this can.
Yeah.
And then there was like, a week or something we didn't really talk.
Yeah.
Not we didn't talk. We just didn't see each other and didn't
Yeah.
stay in contact and both thinking about what we were doing.
Yeah.
And then I think you even said you don't think it's a good idea.
Yes, I think I quit.
Yeah, and then there was like another week or so, and then I sent you like a message like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you just want to try and take it to episode 10 and see how we go?
Yeah.
And so then we had like a 4-week probation period. But then we never talked about it again.
Yeah, but everyone I've spoken to about doing a podcast with someone has said, oh, yeah, that's common.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I feel like we've managed to split everything pretty well.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Work-wise.
just part of the deal.
yeah.
You just have a falling out with your podcasting partner.
Well, it's better that it happened at the start.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least it's something that we can laugh about now. Like, imagine we had like 499 great episodes, and then the last one just turned into this massive shit fight.
Imagine if we had one great episode.
That's right. Sorry, we do self-deprecation here. Fuck, it's hot in this hotel room.
Yeah, it is.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I love Perth, but I feel like I've seen it and I'm happy to not be in Perth anymore.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I've had enough Perth.
What's been your favourite thing? I mean, apart from the shows.
Oh, Fremantle.
No, yeah, because you did something.
I did something.
I haven't left the hotel.
Yeah. Fremantle was lovely.
Yeah, Freya's nice.
Yeah. I got to see one of my friend's artwork. She does murals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I saw it on the train on the way
Oh, wow,
to
that's
Fremantle.
pretty cool.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's it a mural of?
It's Frida Kahlo. It's for I think it's for a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mural's wedding. So what did we watch?
We watched, so we stayed on Binge.
Yeah, we did.
And we watched the most popular show on Binge.
Is it the most popular one?
It's huge.
Yeah, I saw some tweets about it yesterday, which was weird because when we walked back from the gig last night, I said, all right, I'm going to go watch Euphoria now.
Yeah.
And then I come in and open my phone up, and then there was like, but it was one of the promoted tweets,
Right.
like just in my timeline.
Ooh, phone was listening.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. You don't know. You know.
It thinks you're a 17-year-old girl now.
Well,
Wait till the tampon ads start.
this raises my first. Who do you think that show is aimed for? I'll go. What's the blurb? What's it
Oh,
about?
yes, sorry. Euphoria, a look at life for a group of high school students as they grapple with issues of drugs, sex, and violence.
Okay, so who do you think the target audience is for that show?
If I had to guess, it's the 16-year-old girls.
Okay, because it's got an R18 rating.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
It's HBO and it's R18.
Yeah.
And they're talking like
Yeah.
25, 30-year-olds.
But they look like 16-year-old girls.
Yeah, they look young, definitely.
They
yeah. But
they
cast
look
children.
much younger than, say, Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
people look.
Oh, definitely.
They're probably the same age, but they look younger.
Yeah.
Which makes it more visceral somehow.
But if it's made for
They
those
felt
people
high school.
and they can't watch it,
Well, of course they can. They just say they're 18.
yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like my parents wouldn't have been okay with that. Like, if I was like 14, I don't think.
Yeah, but you don't have to watch TV in the lounge room anymore.
Well, that's true too.
Every kid's got a laptop.
That's true.
Every kid knows the password to get over the kid block on their parents' servers.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But then do you think the people making that with that?
So I looked it up because I was curious.
Yeah.
It was written by a 37-year-old man.
Okay.
Yeah. Named Sam Levison.
I just feel like it was a little bit too advanced, like the language and the way they were talking for high school students.
So you reckon I think 20-year-olds enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I think it's even an older audience. Like, you could discuss those issues with,
Really?
well, some of the things that came up, and I didn't even watch that many of them, but it's like all pretty serious stuff.
So one of the opening lines in the show.
The fact that she's an addict for starters, and she's just in high school and she's going into rehab and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, there definitely were huge adult themes in the show.
yeah.
Yeah. But one of the opening lines was, I was born 3 days after 9/11.
Yeah, that's after the birth canal scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't speak for everyone my age, but that put me off immediately.
Of course. Yeah, it scared me too, and you'd warn me.
It felt like someone was telling me this show's not for you in the
Yeah.
opening line of the show. They're like, hi, this show's not for you.
But he's our age.
Yeah. Well, almost.
Or-
He's younger, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I don't know, this show's not for me.
Okay.
And that's how I felt the entire time watching it. I
So-
felt like I shouldn't even, it felt creepy. You know, like, yeah, it felt like I was watching something that was too young for me.
Well, see, it didn't feel too young for me because of the themes.
Yeah, right.
And like, because you said it is watchable, like I went
Yeah.
in with a pretty open mind, even though you told me that line about the opening line about 9/11.
Yeah.
And like, I went in and I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, okay, she's right. It is watchable.
Yeah.
And I found the themes quite interesting. If there was anything, I'd say that the kids were like, if they were in college, like if they were a little bit older and closer to adults, like those kind of themes.
Yeah.
Like, I knew people that were into drugs in high school, but no one that was like full-blown rehab level.
No.
You know, like to do that at that age.
Well, then who was like, so this is the other part, because how many did you watch?
Like 2.5.
Yeah,
maybe
same.
3,
Because they were like an hour long.
yeah, fucking long.
Yeah.
I'm cramming all the other 3 shows
Yeah.
in for this weekend, yeah.
So it was like a long, yeah. So I watched 2.5 episodes. And there were little moments where I got a glimpse of hope.
Mm.
And then I wondered, so like, for example, when the kids are in trouble with the parents.
Yeah.
And I sided with the parents. And then in my mind, I said, you're supposed to side with the parents. And then I thought, maybe you're not. And I'm just siding with the parents because I'm an old lady.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting when you put another filter on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And start watching it through another, like...
But the opening line forced me to. Because I was an adult when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And so were you.
Yeah.
So I don't care what a 16-year-old thinks about the world.
And I also don't see how it was relevant.
Yeah, and they were, well, I guess the point was, I think it was to justify the whole like being medicated really young, like because that's a new thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because she was like, she had bipolar and...
Yeah, being overdiagnosed and then over-medicated is not something that we dealt with at our age.
What's her name again? Zendaya?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
one of them.
Plays Mary Jane in Spider-Man. In the latest Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. She's very good.
She's great actress.
The acting's great.
Yeah. It is good. It's got that HBO polish.
Yep.
Yeah, like
gritty.
I probably won't watch more.
It's got a real vibe. Like there's a filter you can get to look like one of the characters. Like the whole...
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole thing's just like real dark with like sparkles.
So when was this released?
2019.
Okay, so I'd say then there's 3 seasons, isn't there?
I think so.
Okay, and it's very popular.
It's extremely popular.
I've never heard of it. I mean, obviously, because I'm not the target
It's
audience.
being compared to like Dawson's Creek, OC, in terms of like how important it is for people.
See, I didn't watch any of those. Did Dawson's Creek cover those kind of issues?
Oh, in a very 90s way.
Yeah, I think it would have been handled a lot more.
Yeah. You know, someone would get too drunk at a party. Like Degrassi, Junior High. Did you ever watch that?
No, but I'm aware of it. That's the one Drake was in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't Drake in that?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so.
But like those formative sort of high school dramas.
Yeah.
This is considered that now,
I just think
but just so much grittier.
Those kids would have to be fucking...
Yeah.
Like, there's people watching it. If you're telling me there's 15, 16-year-old kids watching that,
Yeah.
like some of those ideas they're not going to understand for another 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like...
But it's still about them.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's about them. It's just
Yeah.
people in probably more extreme situations.
Yeah. It's like taking their experiences to the extreme.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
It reminded me like of Train Spotting with the feel of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just how gritty and how it made you feel all those moments, like how close it got with it and how...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even that first scene with the bloody camera like down the birth
that
canal,
was very
like,
Train Spotting, I thought.
Oh, and it just at the end when just like to the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing.
But I don't know, I just didn't care about the teenagers' difficult lives because I didn't really relate to it.
No.
Because I'm like, what's so hard?
Yeah, I know, you're
Just
medicated.
go to school.
You're medicated, what's so hard?
Yeah. You have all the medication you want. You have a house.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay rent. Go to school.
But looking back, your problems when you were at school, right? They were the biggest things in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't feel like it was for me.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough.
Because it's only important if you're that age.
Yeah,
that
that's
shit
true.
only matters when you're that age. As soon as you're older than that, you're like, fuck off.
That shit just doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point, actually.
But I was so blown away by the fact that a 37-year-old guy, because he wrote every episode apparently.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Well, he would have been 35, I guess, when he wrote it. But how did he get into the heads of those teenage girls like that? Like, that was
Maybe that's a question we
weird.
don't want to ask.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what?
Unless he's got a... Oh, he couldn't have a daughter. Oh, maybe he
happening?
does. Maybe he does have a 17-year-old daughter.
Well, then if he has a
would have been 20
17-year-old
that
daughter,
thought,
then that was not his story. His story was that he got a chick pregnant in high school, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No, but I just meant the experiences he's had with his daughter as she grew up.
Yeah. But it just was like, it messed with my head because I'm like, I don't know how someone of that age could be that interested or involved in a story that's about kids.
You're creeping me out now.
Yeah. It weirded me out.
You're really creeping me out now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, because just in, like, you look at who's that guy in the UK, Jimmy Savile or whatever, the kids
Yeah.
entertainer, Rolf Harris, the kids
Yeah.
entertainer, you know, people are...
It's
Yeah.
like, so we do a close-up. It's a 16-year-old girl's butt. And some older man fucking her
Yeah, that's true.
in a motel room.
You know, when I see those scenes, like not the 16-year-old ones, but like say like in Hung,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever, when they've got the really graphic sex. They're not even that graphic. They're just
Yeah.
loud, but they've
Yeah.
got the sex scenes. I always think of the editor,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I wonder if he's paused it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if he had to hit stop and go, that's pretty good acting.
Yeah. True. Maybe. See, the Hung sex scenes didn't make me feel uncomfortable.
No, not at all.
They
'Cause
were
it was
very-
just sex, though.
they were there as either a comedy or to drive a plot forward.
Yeah. And it was purely just fucking.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they
Euphoria was like, no, this is the point.
were saying. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It was, it is very watchable. But yeah, you're right. It's not for us, is it?
It didn't feel like it was made for me. And then it made me think about all the shows that were made for me. And then I'm like, is that why I'm fucked up in my own special way? Because I watched that shit.
What's made for you?
Well, Dawson's Creek was made for me.
Yeah.
And I hated it, but I watched it.
Did you know the only thing I remember about Dawson's Creek is that
Dawson and the creek.
or that and that Sixpence None the Richer song,
Yes.
which is still
Yes.
to this day. It's like that bloody
It's a great song.
Drops of Jupiter or whatever.
Yeah. So what did you watch then when you were like 16, 17? You didn't watch any of those shows?
I was mainly a sitcom guy. And when I stopped swimming, which was at 16 and a half,
Yeah.
like I finally had after school off. Like that was the first time in my entire school life from the middle of year 11, I think it was, or year 10.
Yeah.
No, it would have been year 11. So yeah, my last year and a half of school, I didn't have swimming before or after school.
Right.
And
So you didn't have time?
no, I just I was just living my life.
Yeah.
Like it's like, no, I'm not home now. And then when I
Yeah.
started comedy, I kind of stopped watching TV because streaming wasn't out yet.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
hard to get into a series because it's like, well, I
'Cause
might
they're
have
on
a
at
gig.
night.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
might have a gig that night, or you start something. Like most of my viewing when I was in I suppose my formative years was sitcoms.
Right.
I'd tape your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at
Simpsons?
4:30, The Simpsons, Hanging with Mr. Cooper,
Nice.
Living Single.
Family Matters?
Family Matters. No, and I never really got into that one. Which one was that? Oh, hang on. No, that was the one with Urkel, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, yeah. No, I did get into that one. Sorry, I was thinking of Family Ties. Yeah. Stefan Urkel.
Yeah.
All those ones. And
Okay.
Then, the ones that run later, like, I still remember Dharma and Greg.
Yes. I remember Dharma and Greg.
I was into all, like...
Mad About You.
Mad About You, the Paul Reiser show.
But so you didn't get into any of those teen angsty dramas about people like you?
Oh, really? I think one of the first teen things I probably would have seen, like that was targeted at teens,
Yeah.
would have probably been like an American Pie or a Superbad or one of them.
Right. Okay. So always play for comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I've always been, it's either comedy, action, or psychological thrillers.
Yeah. Right.
Like that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I learned from video games that I can't say I don't like that genre because I just haven't played a good game in that genre.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because I used to think that about RPGs
Yeah.
and JRPGs, and then I played a good one, and I was like, oh, no, hang on. I don't mind this.
Yeah.
I said, it's just I hadn't found one. So I won't write. I don't love sci-fi, but to me, I haven't seen one that's,
Yeah.
and that's, how do you say that when there's things like Lord of the Rings and all that out there, but they just don't appeal to me.
No. Yeah. I'm the same.
Have you seen them?
No.
I watched all 3 of them in one day.
Why?
Because do you remember how they said they released the first 3 Lord of the Rings on Boxing Day, 3 years in a row?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, and I was like, it is not going to be dictated to me how and when I watch this movie. I will wait till they're all out, and I will watch them all at once in one day. I'm not going to wait a year and then another year, so I just ignored it. And then I was just the longest fucking day of my life.
That's a terrible idea. It's so long.
It was like 10 or 11 hours.
Okay, I'll be honest. I did go to the first one in the movies.
Yeah.
I skipped band to go.
Yeah.
And I was so bored. I left like an hour into it and went back to school band.
Really?
Yeah.
You were that bored?
So bored.
Yeah,
Hated
right.
it. I saw it in the movies, like with the big screen, like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yep. I was there with people that were watching it. There was no distractions.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just couldn't. Yeah, I just couldn't. I'm the same. Like, same Avatar.
No.
Like, nah. It's just like, nah, once you...
I could sit through Avatar. It was the first 3D movie I went to.
I sat through it.
Yeah.
And I went with friends, so that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But, like, the movie itself, it's like, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot for me to, like, with a movie,
Yeah.
I find, to go, oh, wow. Like, it's either got to be just stupid funny
Yeah.
or, like, so good that it's,
I know.
But then I'm the guy that likes Hudson Hawk, so...
Well, it makes sense.
And Mystery Men.
You grew up on sitcoms.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess the question about this one, because it's so much darker and dirtier and aggressive and realer than any of the teen dramas
That
when
we
I was
had,
around.
yeah.
What do you think that means?
The world has changed a lot.
Is that what you think? Like, do you
Well,
think?
I wouldn't have said that until you made that point earlier about like over-medicated, over-diagnosed
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. But it has changed a lot in the last 20 years.
Yeah. So do you think kids need, I say kids, I mean young adults.
Yeah.
Do you think they need that level of grittiness and realness now to enjoy something?
No.
Do you think if it was like bubblegummy and a bit sort of cute with some kiss me,
Probably.
they'd still get into it?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think so? Because I don't know, because TikTok's kind of ruined
Well, that's true,
that,
actually.
you know?
Yeah, it
like
kinda has
what they're
ruined it.
consuming is so real.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like celebrities changed, you know? Like everything's changed. So
Celebrity has changed.
it might have to be this gritty to get over the line.
Australia doesn't even really have a celebrity system.
What do you mean?
Well, like the UK and the States has like,
Yeah.
because the people get behind it.
Yeah.
Whereas in Australia, it's like, you think you're good.
Oh yeah, we just
Tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah, but also like I think Australia, if you told Australians that you were famous, they would just go, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't tell them.
You wouldn't, but if you did, like
Yeah.
if I said to a group of people downstairs before the gig, he's actually really famous, they'd be like, oh, really?
Yeah. That's never like that.
But I think it would work.
But fame is such a weird
Yeah. Well, these young actors
Concept.
are so famous now. Sydney Sweeney's huge.
Yeah, right. Well, it's like the kids from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I found out after I said to you, not on any of the podcasts that we've recorded, but remember how I said the director of photography on Hung was the same one as the one on The Wire?
Yes.
I didn't realise she also did Stranger Things.
Right.
Yeah, like because I was looking for a thing today because as soon as I saw that, there was some lighting in some of the nighttime scenes
Yeah.
that really reminded me of like how The Wire was lit.
Wow. I think you've been editing too many videos. You're becoming an actual expert.
No. Like I've always noticed that, like, ever since I got into cameras, it's just easy to spot it, And yeah, like I was, yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
I thought it was really interesting. But yeah, look, I never really got into dramas when I was a
Yeah. I don't know. I felt a little bit embarrassed watching this.
What was the most defining TV show for you growing up then?
Whoa.
If you had to pinpoint one.
Degrassi really resonated with me.
Yeah.
I read all the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around the Twist
Yeah. Where was that
really
from?
big. That was Australian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, that was based on Paul Jennings.
Yeah, that's
books,
right.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
Around
all
the
these
Twist.
books when I was a
yeah.
kid.
Yeah, like Australian. There was one called Ship to Shore.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't watch it, but
Yeah.
right.
So just, kids like me doing stuff.
Stuff like you. Yeah, right.
It's nice when you see yourself on screen.
I don't think I saw that for a long time.
What?
Well, I was mainly watching black sitcoms.
Yeah.
So like seeing myself on the screen.
I used to watch The Late Show a lot.
What, with Letterman?
No, with the D Generation,
Oh, yeah, right.
like Tony Martin.
Yeah,
or like
those
Jane.
guys.
I wanted to be Jane Kennedy
Yeah, right.
more than I wanted to be Joey Potter from
Okay.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, right. See, I never watched it. I was Full Frontal and back in those days, the
Yeah.
comedy company.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The Con the Fruiter.
Yeah. That's aged well.
Oh, I've had everything. It's like what we said on the Patreon episode, though. Like 20 years' time, 3 years' time, you said it. You got to look back on some of your jokes. They're not now, but they will be problematic in a few years.
That's why you got to keep writing.
Yeah. But you'll be amazed at the ones that
There was
stick
jokes.
around.
There were jokes at the gig that we did on Thursday that were problematic 20 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
That killed.
Yeah, that's true.
So the line is different for everybody.
I also think that the audience just sometimes it's the rhythm. Like there's
Yeah, I just felt very voyeuristic watching Euphoria. I felt icky.
Yeah, because they're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like I was a toolie watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, if they were older actors,
yeah.
like it might be more... Because I think you could have those... that could have been parents discussing their kids' issues.
I would have rather watched that.
I think I would have too.
I
But
wanted to know more about the parents the whole time. I'm like, what are they? What's
What do
their
they
deal?
think?
Like
What's
the
their
drunk mum with the wine on the table when she goes to get the fake urine.
yeah.
There's like a drunk mum, and I'm like, what's her vibe?
Take your own. Yeah, warming it up. I think yeah. I mean, that's it. Just it. It's not made for us, is it?
No.
But very well done. I don't know how long we're going to last on Binge, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say, yeah. So what? We haven't got a plan for next week. Do you want to skip? Do you want to go back to Netflix?
Let's try one more.
One more?
Well, how many we done?
2.
Or no, this is the third one, isn't it?
This is the second one.
No, we did one yesterday.
This is the third one. Oh boy.
Okay. No, let's do. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's skip it up. You want to try Stan or something?
We could do Stan.
Or go back to let's go back to Netflix for a few,
All right.
and then we'll discuss properly where we're going after that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Done.
Okay. So what's going to come up?
I don't know. Should I check?
Yeah, do it now.
Do it now live.
Do it.
The pressure. All
I thought that was the name of the show. What's that about?
So
Whatever.
if we do it on mine, it's gonna have my algorithm.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, hang on.
The first one that comes up is Super Wog.
Really?
Yep.
That's new too.
Yep.
I'm throwing out a veto.
Okay.
Even though that system's like we haven't discussed
Sorry,
that or
guys.
whatever. No, just in this. Like I don't want to do Aussie shows.
You don't want to do Aussie shows.
Not really,
Why?
because I don't want to not like them and then have to.
See them at a gig.
Well, I was going to say shit on my peers on a podcast, but yeah.
Oh. Oh boy. It's
No, I
not
don't-
looking good.
Like I don't know. Like maybe I would like it. I know Akmal worked with them a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the early days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather stay away from Oz-based. But you press... Oh, fuck, where's my... Oh, it's over there. My computer's over there. I can't get to it. We could always leave it as a surprise
Let's leave it as a surprise.
and we'll just bounce back and I'll do it properly tomorrow when I get home.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll see what comes up on the podcast account.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
My algorithm wanted Super Wog.
Fair enough. What else do you watch?
I haven't seen it.
I think I saw that there was a photo of them online the other day in Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, so this must be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is good. They've done well,
They really have.
like, considering, like, they weren't in comedy at all.
Or Netflix has done badly.
No, I think they've done well in the sense
So
of,
do I.
like, where they've got to so quickly.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, having an angle and a...
It's an angle.
It's an angle.
And it's a very successful angle.
Proven time and time again, especially in Australia.
But see, that's another thing where it's like a show like that. Do you reckon that would have been around when you were in school?
No.
No.
No. Definitely not. No, we had, like, just
Too
light
loose.
bubblegum, popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Oh, think about what TV is going to be like in 20 more years' time when the kids that are infants now are... You know, and that 15, 16-year-olds now are right in the shows.
Maybe it'll revert back.
Maybe. Well, I think someone in the UK once said to me, in tough economic times, dark comedy works really well.
Really?
Yeah. No, sorry, the other way around. In dark economic times, people just want, like, light and breezy.
Yeah.
But when things are good, you can get away with more.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because, you know, the
But then
psychological effect of what's happening in the world around
when
you.
there was a lockdown, the biggest shows were not Billions, the other, what's it called? Succession,
Yeah, which is
And-
great.
which was dark as fuck.
But also,
And Squid Games.
on Tiger King, though. You know, that was the original lockdown show.
That was dark too.
Yeah, that actually was dark, but it was a bit of a
That's
gimmick.
3 very dark shows.
That's true, but they're also aimed more at adult, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'd say
But that's a bit like, that was dark economic times.
But strange, but they weren't. I think they would have been in pre-production way before COVID. Like they would have been in production way before COVID.
No, but you're saying that was you said that in dark times people want to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm
Light
talking in the
stuff.
sense of comedy. I
Well,
don't know if that applies to everything, but just like stand-up comedy in a comedy environment.
Right.
Like if you're up there going, everything's fucked, and it is fucked,
Yeah.
they're not going to get on board. But if you're up there going, hey, what about popcorn kernels? Everyone's just like, oh yeah, I'm forgetting all the world's problems for 20 minutes. You know?
True.
Whereas if everyone's in good moods and stuff, you can go, hang on, settle down. Things aren't actually that good.
Sometimes it's good to address the elephant in the room, though.
Yeah, totally.
Like, the world's fucked. Here's some jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just say the world's fucked. Here's some jokes that aren't about that.
Yeah. True.
Just
True,
acknowledge
true.
it. All right. So next week we'll come out with
We'll have a surprise.
we'll have our first mystery episode,
Woo!
which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And we'll catch you next time.
Back in Sydney.
So, yeah.
Bye.